Well, today's going to be the big day for our kitchen. One of the things that Diane and I have a problem with here in this kitchen is it is so dark. Like when we're working over here on the stove and under the microwave, well, we do have this light. That doesn't provide much in the way of lighting. So what I'm going to do is put in under cabinet lighting. It's called EuroLinx. You'll be able to see it when I assemble it in the garage and show you how it is. But I have a cabinet over here. You can see the door there. So I'll have a light under there. And here in the corner, I'll have a light here and then another one right here. So I'm going to call that zone 1, and it'll be on, off, and you'll be able to dim it. Now over here on this side, the sink here, now over here, I'm going to call this zone 2. And I'll have a light, under cabinet light right here, and it'll illuminate that countertop area so when we're working over here. Because we got a lot of things we can do in this kitchen. You know, we got these pull-out boards here for cutting things up, and it's just too dark. So we need some light, and I'm going to install that. This is, as I said, this will be zone 2, and it'll be on a remote control. Well, this is actually the dimmer I'm going to use, and so I'll be able to turn zone 1 on and turn it up and down, on and off, or I can do zone 2 up and down and dim it and so on, or I can do them both at once. So it's going to be a really nice application. Now this dimmer will handle up to 3 zones. I'm going to only have 2, the one here and the one there. But up here is where I'll put my power supply because I have an outlet there. I'll have a power supply there and some receivers. One receiver for zone 1, that'll control these lights that you see here. And then another receiver up there for zone 2. And so I'll run a wire all the way over, all the way over and into here. And this is zone 2. And that'll be controlled by the dimmer as well. So I'm going to go out in the garage now, and you'll be able to see how I put these together and how everything all works. Then I'm going to come back and install it. You'll be able to see how it all works out. In the kitchen that you just looked at, I decided to go with the what they call the EuroLinx Under Cabinet Lighting System. Seemed like the right one for me. What I want to do is demonstrate how I'm going to install this EuroLinx system and show you what all the various components are for this system. To start with, I'm going to unbox everything so you can see exactly what we've got here. This is our power supply. It's a 12 volt power supply. You plug it into your regular household outlet, and then it's 12 volt DC, and it has a little distribution block here so you can plug multiple light units into it. So you got six possibilities for adapting there. Now I want to point out this unique thing about the power supply is we can also take it apart here, and you could install a switch or a dimmer in this location right here for all of the lights that are connected. Otherwise, you don't have to do that. You can leave that connected and then run a lead out from here and put your dimmers or your switches out from this distribution block. So this is the 12 volt power supply. Comes that plus instructions are in the box. In my case, I have some remote control units, 2 of them for, as I described, zone 1 and zone 2, and they come with instructions, and they have the proper connectors that fit easily into that distribution block on the power supply. So I will have 2 of those, so I can have zone 1 and zone 2 on a dimmer. And also, here's my remote control device. Oops, I better get it right side up. There it is. With power on, off, dimmer. It's pretty nice unit. And so that's the basic power supply part of it. Now we're switching over to the actual EuroLinx, the light itself. It has a directional beam so that when the light is installed like this, the light will either shine back toward me or out toward the front. In my case, I'm going to have it shining back toward the wall under the kitchen cabinet. Inside of the package you have a 79-inch lead. I think it's 79 inches, and what they call a back-to-back connector if you want to connect two of these units together. So let me give you an example. You could put this back-to-back connector in here like that, and then you can take another EuroLinx and clip it back to back like that. So now you can run that up to 10 feet and put them back to back like that. Both sides of the light are compatible with that. There's a little cover here so you can take the cover off, and you could put the back to back connector on either end of the light. So that's what a EuroLinx light looks like. Here is the EuroLinx, the shortest one that I have. This is the light that's going to go to the left of my microwave. And in the package you get a double-sided pressure-sensitive adhesive tape that you can use to mount the light under your cabinet. Or you can use these metal clips like this right here. These are my choice. I'm going to go with the metal clips to mount the light under my cabinet. I will not be using this end-to-end connector that you see here in the image. I don't need that, so I can put that aside. But this cord I do need, and this is the one that goes to the 12-volt power supply. As you can see there on the light cord, this is a 79-inch cord that goes from the power supply to the light. It has no adapter on the end, so we have to actually install the adapter. It's called an AMP adapter, and the reason they don't put this on is some people like to drill the tiniest of holes to feed the wire through, and in my case that's not an issue. So what I have to be careful to watch for is these leads are marked positive and negative, and I have to watch for that. When I install these probes. So I'm going to start first of all with this negative lead, and I'm going to install that into the AMP connector. Now that's fully in there. And now I'll put the positive one in. And that one's fully engaged. So now I have my AMP connector attached to my 79-inch cord that goes from this light to the distribution block that's in the power supply. In this video section, I'm going to ask you to visualize my kitchen. This light goes on the left side of the microwave, and these two lights go to the right side of the microwave. They're going to be on zone 1. So we're going to connect them all to power. This is the power supply, plugged into the wall, and it's a 12-volt DC power supply, and it has a distribution block here that will take up to 5 connections on it. On this lighting, we're going to use a on-off dimmer. We're going to use this remote control dimmer, and these are the receivers to receive the signal to turn it on or off or to dim it, whatever we want to make the choice of. So this remote control dimmer plugs into this control box, any one of those ports, and then from there it plugs into the cord that goes to the first in the series of the lights. So we plug it into the cord. Then from there it plugs into the light, and now it's plugged into the light that goes to the left side of the microwave. So now we've got to go all the way across the microwave, and that means we need this longer cord. So we're going from one side of the microwave to the other, and so we use this connector, plug it to here, and then to this light. This is on the right side of the microwave. And now we're connected there. It's traveling through. And now we got to go around the corner in that kitchen cabinet, and we use this short connector to make the corner. And now all of the lights in this zone are connected to the power supply. And it also is connected to this remote control dimmer. And the power's on. So if I turn the power on, I got light. So that's the left side of, that's the left side of the kitchen over by the stove. Now we have to go to the right side of the kitchen, and we also are going to use a remote control dimmer there. So that plugs in to this distribution box, just like the other one did. There, plugged into the distribution box. And because it's a long ways over to the, across the kitchen sink over to this other light, I got to have this extension. And so this extension will plug into here, that, and then that extension will plug into the light. There. And so this is zone 2. This is the one over by on the right side of the sink, so we can turn this one on. And we can dim it. It's too bright. There. So we have all of the lights connected. That's exactly how they'll go into the kitchen with these remote control dimmers. You do not need to use a dimmer, but these lights are so bright that a dimmer is a good idea. Well, we've completed the setup for our kitchen lights, and it's time to install them. We have zone 1 and we have zone 2. They're programmed for dimming and on and off. So the next phase of this operation then, install the lights in the kitchen. Well, here we are in the kitchen now. It's everything's installed. I didn't let you get to see me fighting and scrambling to get these wires and everything through the cabinets. You're just going to be able to see it installed. You saw all the work. We did it in the garage. And so I put the power supply up here above the stove. I got 2 receivers up there. They listen to this remote control device. So when I play with this, they operate according to what I tell them. And then I have, as I said, there's a light under this cabinet and over here under these 2. That's zone 1. So let me turn on zone 1. Here's zone 1. Now over here on my left, the receiver's up there, and I'm going to turn on zone 2 now. There, see, now I got zone 2 and zone 1. Now I can dim these. Here's back to zone 1. Let me dim that. So there's dim, and now let's go to bright. See how nice that works? Let's go to zone 2. We're going to dim it, and we're going to put it up, brighten it. Isn't that nice? Now, I want to be quick, so I'm going to shut it all off at once. And there it's off. Isn't that slick? On and off. EuroLinx Under Cabinet Lighting. Remote control. I like this stuff. I hope you like it too. And if you do, give us the thumbs up. Do the like. Share it with your friends. I think this is a good product.